Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial video on Mirage. So if you're CT side, if you start CT, then a really good hiding spot's back here because you can see up to Palace. However, people generally sit here and people can see if you're a terrorist and you're rushing down. You're likely to see you normally spot there, well you spot there, then you spot there. Then you spot there, and then you spot there, and then you jump down and spray here. So if you're here, then you can actually see the person there, and they literally just see you as a little dot in the corner there. And generally, even if they see you, they won't be able to hit you. Another good spot to be if you're a terrorist. Instead of rushing A, you get your team. If your team's rushing A, then you get your teammates to rush A. And then if it's a pistol round, then you can rush through mid. Rushing through mid is quite good because generally on the pistol rounds they don't expect it, as most of the people stay up here. Well, most of the people in the further rounds they normally have a scout or an opper there, whereas in the pistol rounds most of them just stay on the site, and sometimes there'll even be one here or one here. Counter-terrorist. If you're a terrorist side, and you can kind of just rush up, shoot them, and then sometimes there's someone back here. And it's quite easy to get behind enemy lines if you're on a terrorist side. Now, if you want to stop this, or if you want to kind of counter this kind of strategy, you can. If you're in a pistol round and you've got the USBS, because it's quite good long range, you can rush up here at the start of the round and just watch this for a few seconds before then rotating to whatever bomb site you need, because it's quite close to B site in store, and then A site right there. Another quite a good thing to do, I found that if you've got something like a Bison or a SMG, you can quite easily rush into the spawn. In the later rounds, though, if you're one of the lower ranks, or even if you're one of these ranks, a Gold Nova, whatever, or even, I think it would probably go up to AK, because that's the highest rank that I've played at. If you run up here, then with a Bison, then you can generally spray some people down, because they don't expect you to rush if you're a counter-terrorist. But that's only if you're quite, like, I don't know, it fits some people's play method better than others. Another quite a good thing to do is, I'll just kill myself and get a new weapon. If you're an op, rather than sitting in the usual places, it's quite nice to come up with kind of different places to sit. So rather than sitting just here or here for mid, you can actually jump down to underground. I know it's or underpass. I know it's quite risky if they rush through mid, but you just got to kind of sit here, and that way, if they push up to cross mid, then you can actually see them and snipe them off it. And if they push here, you can actually hear them coming from behind you, and you're not in sight by them. As long as you don't peek your gun around the corner, they won't know you're here. So as soon as you start hearing them, then you can shoot them. People generally seem to crouch across here, which is quite scary if you're an offer, but as long as you don't linger here for the whole round, then you should be fine. Another thing that's quite nice to do as an opper, rather than sitting there, because by the time they've pushed around the corner, you're already dead because you always pre-fire that corner. Rather than sitting there, what you can do is you can take up like a really unusual position. If you know they're all in apartments, say it's middle of the round, if you know they're all in apartments, you can sit somewhere like here. Because generally speaking, if there is one there, then they'll push you and you might die. Depends if you're scoped in or not. If you're not scoped in, then they actually you can just kind of pick them off quite easily, or pick them off quite easy. Oh, forgot to fire. That's always a awkward thing when it happens in game, but you can pick them off quite easily if they push up on Palace. I'm pro at callouts, you know. And then also, if you're sitting here, then normally if you're standing here or something like that, then they can see you when they go to B. If you're sitting up here, then it's very difficult for them to see you. They can see the butt of your gun, but sometimes they can't actually see your body. They can see you for a fraction of a second, but generally people only peek you when they're over here in this corner here. As you can see around that corner there. Another quite a good thing to do in the pistol round is just to sit here I know it's not the best position, but it's one of those positions on CT where it's one of the best things you can do if you're a lower rank like me. And if you're pushing with an op and you check it, normally I check like this, and then if no one's there, then I go like that, then I'll go across here. It's quite nice to make sure that no one's there, then run down here, and then if you crouch walk, so the person around this corner doesn't know you're there, because normally there's someone watching short from B, then you can actually get quite a nice view on the people here. And every now and again you've just got to check it. But standing here is quite nice because you can see the bomb site, you can see where they're going to plant, or where they're going to defuse it if you're terrorist side. But the person in there can't actually see you. Another thing around here which is quite useful is if you're trying to save, or if you're the last one around alive and they're all getting cocky on the site, then they generally push up here. And if you hide up here, then they'll know that you're going if you make the ladder noise. Then you pop this, and then you wait here, and you peek this spot here. And then they'll rush thinking you've gone in to maybe the A site over there, or you're hiding in jungle. You can actually sit here and just kind of pick them off as they rush you. Another thing that's quite useful, not the most useful thing, is if you've got a scout. I'll quickly change to a scout. Spelled kill wrong. If you've got a scout and I spawn, and you're in you're a jungle, you can actually hide here and try and snipe them as they peek the corner, but they won't actually notice you because you're behind a pole and you're behind this wall, so it's quite nice to peek on this spot. And then you can always go like this if you can hear them rushing down low. And then even if this is clear and it sounds like they're on B, then you can do a quick rotation to B, or if they're on A, then you can do a quick rotation to A, and you're in quite a nice position to see the bomb site, and it's quite fast to get there. You can always just rush back here, but then that exposes you to everyone around from Underwood to the site to stairs. So if you rush up here, then you can actually get quite a good vantage point without actually having to rush the site. Another site for hiding on... this is the spot which I told you here is also quite good if you just crouch here, because not many people see it. Like, people who push around here don't really notice it, and you can get some quite nice ninja diffusers. Just kind of linger around the site. Also quite a fun thing to do is linger around here with a shotgun and just kind of open fire up at everyone. Another thing for terrorist side is if your teammates are pushing B on the pistol round, it's quite easy to take out counter-terrorists on the pistol round, because you've got quite a good vantage point from up here. I mean, they can, generally speaking, they see you here, so you peek that and you can get some headshots off that. That's quite easy because you can just kind of line it up. And then you can also see down here, which is quite nice, and you can also see down up here. And if you make some noise, say for example it was the second round, so I had a scout or something, you can just kind of make some noise, and then they're likely to push you. And then you rotate back, and they'll know you're here, and then they'll know you're rotating, and they'll think you're just running through T-spawn. But what you can do is, and what is quite useful to do, is just hide around here, and then sit in this little spot here to watch their rotation. Because if they hear you in Palace, then they're going to push around. And then when they push around, you can be ready here. It's quite good with a shotgun again. Quite good shotgun strategies in this video, but... Yes. B-site. I haven't even covered B-site. The general trend of things, you sit around here, and if you've got an AK, then you can, or if you've got an AWP, then you can see through there. Another quite fun thing to do is see through here, and there's a spot where you can see people just entering the site. Then you can also sit up here, and then you've got a point up here, across. Yeah, these are quite new strategies because I don't really do B. And sitting in this corner is quite good, nice. In my latest competitive video, you actually saw me sitting here with a deagle, and then it's nice, but you can quite easily get really overrun because it's one person supporting every position. But I think that's all for this video. You can also rotate back here, see the A site. That turns out name 1. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.